So I started working with women in prisons as a welfare officer.
I think I've worked in an area of looking at social justice probably for decades. I had many years ago worked done some volunteer work in the prison system.
Been an Aboriginal legal service lawyer since 1999. I've travelled all through New South Wales representing Aboriginal people in courts.
So a few years ago, I applied for a job as the Principal Advisor of Women Offenders in Corrective Services. I covered the whole state and provided strategic and high-level advice to our executive team.
In 2002 till 2015, I worked as a Catholic chaplain, but I was there for whoever needed me at the time.
So commencing when I joined the police force, I was an older student. I was 29 when I joined. So I joined the police force in a really interesting era when there were very few women.
I was the first Aboriginal woman to get this position.
Wanting to contribute and wanting to feel that I was doing something with my education that could support, assist and help people.
Usually when I drive in the car to prison, I pray. I said to God, I know you're the only judge. I don't have to make any judgment about anything I hear. And I like that because my heart is free.
So when the opportunity came up for me to go into the head office to be a project officer, I felt like I'd had my groundwork done to know then how to implement the right projects and programs into the centres, and it allowed me to be strategic in that thinking of making sure that they received the right services and programs.
And then I said to God, what do you really want me to be? He didn't answer me in words, but the thought came into my head, you've only got to be my loving heart and my listening ear.
I was very fortunate to have had that experience on the frontline service working as the Aboriginal welfare officer. It allowed me to see exactly what the inmates deal with on a day-to-day basis and what their needs are.
And having retired, an opportunity came up which I saw to become a mentor for women newly released from prison.
What I found is that women out of jail, it's a little bit more difficult than men. From my experience on the parole board in particular, I found that they weren't always given opportunities to be housed. It was always one of the difficulties of releasing somebody is they had to be released into a suitable accommodation. The rules were very strict. And if they broke those rules, they were back in jail, because that was part of my role, was to then put them back in jail for breach of parole. And that was quite stressful, because there wasn't the options that appeared to be available for men for women being released from jail.
I was staggered about the number of women that would come off the street, literally, and come and see me for counselling regarding domestic violence, drugs and alcohol, and homelessness, and trying to find their identity after coming out of prison.
So many women, and others as well, but so many women do not get the adequate support they need, which I know can completely change their lives around if they just have somebody who, they've got to support them, to show they respect them and care for them and whatever. So I thought, I can do this, I'd like to do it.
Yeah, in life, it's a difficult choice. It's which road you take. It's which way you go. My own experiences were I could have taken either road. That you believe in yourself and you like yourself, then other people will like you too, and you will understand it.
So growing up in a traumatic environment, you establish like a victimised mentality. You become a victim, and my journey in life is a journey of changing that victim mentality of disempowerment to one of finding out who I really am and getting to know the power that I have.
I try not to come at the work that I do from sort of this above patronising, telling people what they need to do to make their lives better. That's not me. That's not what it's all about. It's about connecting with, respecting and assisting, supporting, encouraging, helping them find their spark, helping them find a passion, wanting to engage in a different way, hopefully finding a better way for themselves.
You know, you don't have to be defined by your past. You don't have to be defined by time in prison. That does not define you. Your trauma history does not define you. Let's find out who you really are. Let's get to the heart of you. Let's explore and travel together and get you to a point where you can look in the mirror and say, I love you.